Hey you guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have for you guys the most amazing appetizer, super crowd pleasing, because who doesn't love crab? This is a garlic cheese bread, crab cheese bread, whatever. It's good, so let's get into it. All right, so for this dish we are going to make some roasted garlic. You can make the clove. I like to make it in my cute dish, which is with some garlic cloves. I already buy pre-packaged because it's easier to handle it that way. Put in some olive oil and some fresh herbs. I use a sprig of thyme and a sprig of rosemary, and I throw that in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until that's roasted. So you want to get that started first so that can get going. Meanwhile, I then get a bowl and I am going to drop in 2 sticks of butter that has been that we're going to soften. You can leave it out and let it soften naturally. I put it in the microwave to get mine softened, and then we're going to chop a handful of parsley. So the amount of parsley varies to however much you'd like. I did this much, as you can see, so a good nice handful. This is the curly leaf parsley. They have the flat leaf parsley, so there's 2 types of parsley that you can use. I like this one. It looks a little bit more better on this recipe aesthetically. All right, so once my butter is softened, this is kind of a little too softened, but this is kind of where you want it to not be melted but softened. I added in some salt, some Old Bay seasoning, some parsley, and a few tablespoons of that roasted garlic. So the garlic is cooked in the oven, roasted in that oil. Don't throw away that oil. That oil is amazing as a garlic infused olive oil now. And save that for any recipes in the future that you'd like to use it for. And then I start to mix my butter and starting to smash that garlic in there. Again, with the parsley, you can add as much as you'd like. This is what it started to look like when it was fully mixed. It was a little bit too loose. I did put it in the fridge for a little bit while I cut the bread. And this is a whole French bread loaf, which you can find in any grocery store. They usually bake these fresh daily. Try to get you a nice fresh French bread. They're like $2. Very inexpensive. The most expensive part of this recipe will be your crab, of course, but sometimes you can find it on sale a little bit. Most times I can catch it for under $20. But anyway, I am splitting this bread in half, so we're going to make 2 halves of this loaf. So it looks like this here, and I got a baking pan lined up with foil because I don't like cleaning them. And I put my bread on this pan, and then we're going to get our butter and pretty much spread it throughout the full bread. So we're going to be using all of it, so evenly use half and half on each bread. So I start with little on one bread, then go back and make sure I fully cover each, because this is a garlic bread and we want our seasoned butter on there and get it nice and toasty. And then we're going to get a layer of mozzarella cheese. This is a very versatile recipe. You can use any cheese that you like. For me, I used a cheesy mozzarella, and then I add my crab on top of that, and then I add a mixed cheddar. So I found this mixed cheddar, so it was like a triple cheddar cheese that I got added on top. But yes, in between the cheeses we're going to add the crab meat, and basically I was struggling with it a little bit there. I just took it all out into my hand and crumbled it as such, getting that evenly spread. It. You can add more crab, but 1 can was just enough for both sides of the bread, and it worked out fine. Season that a little bit more with some Old Bay seasoning, because I love me some seafood with some Old Bay. And again, I use that cheddar mixture and topped it with that for this bread. And then I turn on my oven, preheated to 350. So you're really wanting to just bake this off to get the cheese melted. And I like my cheese a little bit gooey and crusted. So I did bake it in the oven, and then at the last minute I turned it on a light broil to get it all nice and gooey and cheesy, and the bread a little crusty. And in this stage here, I am adding some fresh parsley. And this is what it looks like when it is finished. Beautiful golden browned bread, but still soft in the middle, but nice crusty, cheese melty. Absolutely amazing flavors with that crab and that Old Bay, that garlic, that butter. I mean, what can you go wrong here? So then I chopped it up here. So each bread yielded me about 7 to 8 pieces. So this could go a long way. It's a good crowd pleaser. And it's not too expensive, but it's a little bougie enough for it to be a great, upgraded appetizer. And yeah, I just put it on a baking dish. A platter. And I served. So hopefully you guys enjoy this recipe. It's pretty easy to make. It's not too much work. And it is amazing. Perfect for the upcoming holidays. And as always, thank you all for watching.